Nothing like that. She has hints of it, but nothing really like that. Kian is the one that is literally
most authentic.
The most authentic out of those guys. I think what Cameron's done is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
and
agree.
We voted for both of them.
Okay.
But for me, Kian just clinched it. He's Irish, he's gay.
He's Irish.
I mean, come on, we need different. We need different.
A vote in my book. You know, it's like Brian the Redux, like Irish and gay.
That's me. Yeah, that's my reason.
Okay.
Who do you want to win?
So it's a bit difficult because I kind of felt like Lewis F was the winner of this series.
Oh, God.
No?
I can't stand Lewis.
Really? I mean, he was getting on my tits as well. Like I would not want to live with him.
No.
But I felt like he was giving us the most to talk about.
Yeah.
So it's like when I
Lewis G, he had a lot for.
Oh, have you seen his video he's released of his rap single?
No, I haven't.
Mate, like it is tragic.
Oh, no.
And I was going, oh, Lewis G can actually rap. It is.
Maybe not.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, yes. Yeah.
So I'm in conflict with my co-host on the podcast.
Okay.
Lindsay wants Hakeem to win.
Okay.
And I feel like Hakeem is desperate for it. So desperate.
He is.
And like,
he is. But not in a Big Brother game playing original Big Brother
yeah,
person type of way.
yeah.
He
he just really
really wants to win.
And I can't deal with like 110% and all these fucking percent. He's like, everything is like a team meeting with Hakeem, right? Right.
Completely.
So I feel like Cameron's earned it. But I don't believe his story is genuine. I feel like he's constructed a story.
Yeah.
And as he's 18, he doesn't actually. He's like, he wasn't there for the history of Big Brother, right?
No.
But he's definitely done his research.
Big time.
He's watched it. All the past series.
Yeah.
I feel like Lewis was his Anthony to his Craig, right?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh my God,
he knows that a storyline gets you to the final and makes you win this show, and he's constructed almost the perfect storyline to come out in their house. Like, no one's done that really since Brian, Big Brother 2, which is, you've obviously got a soft spot because you're talking about Irish and gay, like,
completely.
So for me, like, I feel like I need to put some respect on Cameron's game, because that was his game and he's done it expertly. But at the same time, he's got some really questionable views. Like on Twitter, he's been supporting like Trump and Brexit and shit like that.
The major thing,
And the big problem with the big conflict with Lindsay is the video where he talks about women's rights and stuff.
Right.
And what was that all about? Have you watched it?
No.
Basically, Lindsay's like, he's a misogynist, but he recorded this video like 2 years ago, whatever. And he was like, he's a kid. He's only 18 now, so I have to just be. I'm being like, well, that was clickbait. Like.
Yeah. But then that's also what I think about him. His politics, basically, is that he is young.
Yeah.
Could it be that he might persuade? I wouldn't say it's the right way of thinking because everyone's got an opinion, but for a gay man to support Trump,
Doesn't make sense, right?
It makes zero sense. So I think.
Well, tell that to Kanye West.
Not
that he's gay, but you know, he's a minority and he's on colour. It doesn't seem right. Yeah. What an embarrassment.
Borehamwood. Anyway, we go on a little bit dissecting people's games.
She's knowledgeable,
very intelligent. She knows. She's watched the show long term.
Yeah, she was good. I liked her. Is she on Twitter?
No, she wouldn't give me if she was. Last time I met her, I asked her for her social media, and this time when we left the studio, because we watched the show next to Bianca and her mum she was with, and again she was like, "No, I'm not on them." So I've got no way of contacting Bianca ever again, but I really got a soft spot for her.
Oh well, hopefully she'll listen to this. I've got something to say about that Cameron business. And this is just the start of many things I'll say.
Yeah, and also now there's like we've got like what's been said post game to work on as well.
Although I don't necessarily know about that, but a little bit.
Yeah.
Listen, I was listening to Julie Girl. Julie Girl's podcast was about.
I have not listened. I'm so behind on Julie Girl. It makes me feel bad.
Listen, Julie Girl were talking about how. Actually, they were talking about our opinion on Cameron, my opinion on Cameron, and how blah blah blah. But they, can overlook it a bit, blah blah blah. And then on their next podcast, it was about blackness in Big Brother, and they said, "Oh, we're tired of white people telling us what to think about race, and they don't know anything about what it's like to be in this position." And blah blah blah.
What was that?
No, he had some black guests on.
A man?
And a girl. But what they were saying...
it's the same people that did the original Being a Black Big Brother fan podcast, which they did.
Could be.
Possibly.
But the things they were saying
was a great podcast,
about
though.
how white people don't really have a right to say about racial issues, which
Yeah.
I completely agree, was exactly how I felt about the whole situation with Cameron. And it was so funny listening to them talk about that. And I know it's not the same thing. I know being black is a way worse minority than being a woman. Worse
minority.
You know what I mean? You get treated worse. Yeah, terrible. But it's funny because the things that they were saying about how dare you talk about what my reality is like for me was exactly how I feel about the Cameron situation, and is exactly why you can't relate to it and why they can't relate to it, because you're not a woman like me in India.
Yeah, but we always talk about race and we still relate to it.
I know we do. I wish I could phrase it exactly how they said it, but they said they're so tired
so
of...
you're not me in India? India Willoughby?
Yeah.
What about her?
It was a joke. Me and India are women.
Oh,
it's not a joke. We are women. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why can't I get anything out
I'm
right?
a woman.
No, I'm saying me and India understand. But the way they said it, it was just so funny after the previous episode where they'd said, oh, well, but Cameron, you know, he was younger then, blah, blah, blah. And just like writing it off when they said, you can't tell me how it actually feels.
What you're saying is, would they say, oh, he was young then if he'd been racist?
Exactly.
Right.
And it was about those, they were talking about microaggressions and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I felt watching the Cameron video. And it just made me realise that everything I've been saying is 100% true, and it's my experience of it, and it's my feeling of it. And if you don't understand it, you don't relate to it, or you can write it off, that's fine, but I can't, and that's because I'm a woman and you're not.
Okay.
So it was just interesting. It was interesting hearing those words, because exactly what James said is exactly how I felt about the Cameron video, about how people telling him how to feel about being black. Mm-hmm. It felt like people telling me how to feel about not being a woman, but about people slagging off women. Mm-hmm. So... But do you want to do more of the Cameron stuff later? Because
more of the Cameron stuff?
What has he said since he's been out then?
Well, I watched the...
Oh, did you watch it?
Instagram Live.
Please tell me. I can get some
So, Thomas, who I love. I love Thomas, actually.
I love Thomas too.
Really...
We met Thomas.
We met him, and I really want him to come on the podcast.
Thomas, come on the pod.
And I think it's possible.
Let's do it. We've been talking to him.
So
we've been in talks with his people.
We have. Mm-hmm. Although it's better to go directly to him than his people.
Yeah,
his people are shit. Shout out to...
His people offered us an interview with Cameron, and we were like, yeah, okay. Then they went, oh, sorry, I ain't in London. And then on his Instagram, we saw that he was. But, Cameron, don't be a pussy. Come on the podcast.
But Cameron don't know who you are or who we are.
I bet you £1 million Cameron knows exactly who we fucking are, especially me. Yes, he does.
But... he hasn't had the time.
Bollocks. He had the time to have a go at Chris Wright on Twitter today. About Chris Wright tweeted about, you know...
Yeah, I know Chris Wright.
He goes...
Power Trip housemate.
Yeah. Pointless counsellor.
I think he listens.
No, he doesn't listen.
He follows us all, though.
Yeah, I know he does. I'm friends with him on Facebook, but... because he made a joke about Hussein in the membrane, and then someone was like, oh, that was their podcast site, and he went, oh, I must listen. He don't listen. But anyway... because he said about Cameron, oh, he's coming out for the third time. Yeah. And then Cameron retweeted him and said, you don't know what you're talking about, mate, or something.
Yeah.
It's like, Chris is bisexual himself, and he does know what he's talking about. Even your own dad told you come out before. And also Cameron...
I didn't know Chris was bisexual.
Yeah. And also, Cameron had already admitted in the house he'd come out to 4 or 5 friends and the whole of Twitter. So
I don't know. So, okay.
Sorry, go on. You go on.
So this is the Instagram Live with Thomas. It initially was with Akeem. I didn't see much of Akeem.
By the way, I'm glad Akeem didn't win now. Fuck me.
You see
he's
that? A bit of ego, isn't he?
See that Lewis G video?
Yeah. Lewis G
bad.
Still stirring.
Lewis G is naughty. That was bad.
Quite funny.
That is bad.
That was Lewis G through and through.
If you didn't see that, Lewis G set Akeem up. She was slagging off Lewis F and Akeem.
Lewis G broadcast it on Instagram
streaming it live. Yeah. And then they realised they shit themselves.
And Lewis F obviously heard about it.
Yeah.
And responded to it. He does a lot of Instagram Live as well.
Lewis F, you're also very welcome on the podcast.
So yeah, Thomas then was like, oh, I'm going to try and get Cameron in. And so Cameron joins. And it was funny because it was literally just like them having a conversation.
Yeah.
And all these fucking fans were having a right go going, oh, you guys do know that you're on Instagram Live, right? Why are you treating us like it's a FaceTime conversation? You're just ignoring
that's
everyone.
Good. I'd like to hear their personal conversation.
You're ignoring all of these all of the fans that voted for you.
That.
I told some guy, shut up, whoever. Like,
I like to hear their
they
private
did take a moment to say thank you for voting. Cameron said thank you. Thomas said thank you for support as well. But yeah, it's even better to listen in, like they're having a private conversation. And Thomas was like,
people are dumb.
Thomas was saying all kinds of shit that he shouldn't be saying. Not that I can remember.
No, but I heard he said to Cameron, "What about these videos you did?"
He said to Cameron, it was really touching moment when you came out for the third time, or something like that, like a bit of shade. And then Cameron was like, I don't know what people are talking about. Like, I'd come out to a few members of my family, and
when he said, "I'm bent" on Twitter as well.
And then, but that wasn't related apparently.
It wasn't related. Out of context.
He said that clip of that.
No, it wasn't the clip.
Was taken out of context.
The clip was out of context, but he tweeted, "I'm bent." Take those two words out of context.
Why does anyone tweet that though?
Exactly.
That doesn't count as coming out.
Okay, if you say so.
In my book, it doesn't.
Carry on.
Coming out is when you go to your dad and say, "By the way, Dad, I'm in a relationship with a guy," which is what I did, and he'd done that with his dad already. And I think that is something.
Tony Dadley.
That is that is something that you do in stages, like it.
I get that.
So I see from Cameron's side, like, yes, you told a few people close to you, like 5 people or whatever, and then admitted it on national TV. To an 18-year-old, that must feel fucking massive.
Yeah, true.
And he said, he said in his interview with Emma, he'd planned to keep it hidden the whole time.
Bollocks.
Do
you believe that?
I actually buy it now. I actually believe
you
that.
Sucker.
But anyway, Thomas questioned the videos. Yeah.
How did Thomas phrase it? I want to know.
I can't remember. I can't remember what he said.
I would love to have seen that.
It was late and there was a lot being said.
Go on.
And Cameron said a lot of things have been taken out of context, what he said. And I don't know if he might have excused himself for being younger then as well. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, everyone else fucking has. He's taken those videos down, you know.
That's good though. If that's no longer views he holds, you would remove them, no?
Yeah, you'd remove them for other reasons too. Because people keep posting them every time under your comments.
Who? You?
Everyone. No, every time I go and look at his page, people are posting that video.
What would it take for you to let it go?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I had virtually let it go.
Yeah.
I had let it go. But his attitude since he's come out, I think, is stinky. And... stinky. I don't like what he said to Chris Wright, and he's being very super defensive.
I looked at what he said to Chris Wright. I didn't think it was anything. He said he was having a go. It didn't seem
he was
like
being
much
super defensive. Anyway, he had this thing on his Instagram going, "Ask me anything." So I said, "Okay, how is that out of context saying equality is being able to punch a woman in the face?" He's not answered that one back yet. Well, I haven't looked at his Instagram live. Maybe he has.
Maybe.
No, because of exactly what I said earlier. How it personally affected me. And it's like, no one cares. You don't care. No man cares. Only I care and women care. And I care about it when someone's homophobic towards you. But you don't care when someone's sexist towards me. And I think it's bullshit. It's because women are like just seen as like, oh, well, you're not really a minority.
No, if someone says something homophobic and 3 years down the line they seem to be not so bad, then I'd probably go, oh, it's just a misguided viewpoint.
Well, he is so bad because otherwise he would have come on the podcast and cleared up his views.
Yeah, because this is the place to come and right your wrong.
Yes, it is. It's a very good place.
What about like,
what?
I don't know, Good Morning Britain or wherever they usually go.
You're gonna fucking have him on there. Are you joking?
Don't some housemates go on morning TV after, like this morning, have them, don't they?
No, not anymore. Look, women were treated like fucking dirt for years. We were just owned by men. We weren't allowed to vote. We are an oppressed minority. And just when people say shit about women, it's just like, oh, whatever, what the fuck? Fuck that. I'm sticking up for it. I'm going back to square one, back where I was. I'm back there now. And it's partly thanks to Julie Girl, because they said, don't let anyone else take away your truth and don't let anyone else tell you how to feel about a situation or change what your opinion about a situation is. And I thought, right, I'm going back there. Gaz is like,
what's past is past. I'm just like, you're like a dog with a bone with this one.
I am like a dog with a bone.
I don't know why you won't cut him some slack and just like call it a day and draw a line and
look on the night.
Yeah,
I was perfectly civilized, wasn't?
Yeah,
look,
perfectly civilized, shouting misogynist at him.
Yeah, and going boo.
Yeah.
Look, let's talk about
and you punched me in the chest because I admitted that I voted for him.
Oh, good. I'm glad I did that.
Yeah, it's all right to punch a gay guy now.
Gay bashing.
That's equality.
Gay bashing, literally. Look, let's go back and talk about the fun things.
Go back.
Let's talk about when we went in the house and that.
Oh, okay. So I said to Bianca on the way on that conversation towards the pub, I'm going to be in the bar as well. Little did